right. We have to transcend those voices because that is the weapon within us that people can use against us. You know, when people have judgment, what I learned to do, I had to ask myself, I'm like, do you believe that? Because if you didn't believe it, it wouldn't bother you. So let's look at that. What is it that person said that you believe that's upsetting you so much? You know, do you think you don't look good in that green dress? I look in the mirror, I go, no, I think I look great in the green dress. Then what's the problem?
And you did look great in that green dress.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, the green dress. I didn't even put two and two together. There was actually a green dress. Yeah.
That's my job. But I'm also actually, since we are talking about the green dress, and Will has been a big part of your interviews in the last couple of days. You had an amazing interview on the Today Show today, when you said that maybe your relationship is getting stronger than ever. So you tell the world in the book that you actually separated in 2016, but that you have this deep, lifelong relationship, and you try to
Get away.
really get away,
I
but
did.
you haven't been able to do it.
Not gonna happen.
And I love your slogan, we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. So it seems to me that you haven't so much failed at marriage, but failed at separation.
Yeah.
And is there anything you want to announce tonight? Like, this is a very intimate audience, you know, we can all keep it quiet, right?
Well, you know, it's so funny. It's such a complicated, well, it's actually not complicated, but I can see how it would be complicated for others. You know, Will and I have gone through such an intense journey together to really learn what love is about, you know? And that's what being in relationships is about. Learning how to love. We think we come into relationships knowing how to love, you know, like, oh, I found my Prince Charming, he knows how to love me, he gonna make sure I'm happy. And, you know, as you go on in life, in marriage, in your partnerships, for me personally, I had to realize it wasn't Will's job to make me happy, right? And I had gone into my marriage really not in a great place. Like I talk about in the book, I had just had this nervous breakdown. Will comes along a year later, and I'm feeling so good. I'm like, I'm cured. I'm cured. I don't need to go to therapy. I don't need this Prozac. I found my new Prozac, and his name is Will Smith. You know? And so I had this false idea that Will was supposed to make me happy. And I lived with that for a long time, and I would get so disappointed when he didn't. And I had no self-responsibility. I wasn't taking care of myself in the way that I needed to. And so in 2016, we both were exhausted, pulling at each other, power struggles. And I had to go and really learn how to love myself before I could even identify what love looked like coming from somebody else. And now I'm in a place where I've done so much work on myself. I have this safe place right here with me. I found this safe oasis within myself. I'm safe. I'm safe enough to love myself. I'm safe enough to be my own mother, my own father, my own best friend. And whatever anybody else has to offer me is a gift. I'm not entitled. And I had to really learn that about Will. I wasn't entitled to him, right? And so now we're in this beautiful place. And so he's been on his journey too, because it's not just me. I wasn't the only one that needed to do work. You know? But I can only talk about my journey. And so we've been willing to do work together. After the Oscars, that's when we did some really deep work together. And when I was sitting at the Oscars, it clicked in. As soon as I was like, oh snap, you hit Chris? I was like, I'm riding with you. I didn't come into this place as your wife, but I'm leaving here as your wife. Because we got a storm we're gonna have to deal with together. I am not gonna leave your side. You know? And I just knew, I said, I am not gonna be able to get away from this dude. I really love him. And that was the moment. It was like an emotional crisis. It took an emotional crisis for me to really see, like, yo, we in this for this lifetime. So that's where we are.
Yes, and you also